Welcome back to From the Bench, everybody. As always, it's Eric, and today we're going to be ranking all the current hockey card sets that Upper Deck makes. Going to be going off of things like, do the cards actually have value? Do the cards have collectability? Do the boxes have value? And how is it actually to open up the boxes? Is it enjoyable to open up those boxes? You may be asking yourself, Eric, why are you making this video? Well, a good buddy of mine recently reached out and said, hey, I want to get into hockey cards. You know it, you sell them, you buy them, you're going to shows. What should I look for? So I kind of had to give him a crash course. I'm still getting messages, is this a good buy? Do I buy this card? Do I not buy this card? He's going to stores. Hey, do I buy this box? Is that a good deal? So I've kind of had to go through a lot of this stuff with him. And I thought, you know what? A lot of people probably have that question too, because there's always new people coming into the hobby. But even if you've been in the hobby for a little bit, it's always changing, right? And sometimes people just don't know. They're just doing it as a, really part-time hobby. They just kind of buy a box once in a blue moon. They don't really care. So I'm just trying to give back some value. Whether you're looking to buy boxes yourself, whether you're looking to open up boxes with your kid, whatever it is, I'm trying to hopefully give you guys a little bit of value here by doing this video. So starting it off, these are kind of going to be somewhat in when they come out for each set. So we already have for like Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens, which is the next big chase. An MVP. So MVP is your like first product. And I'm putting it as a D. They're not super expensive boxes. The problem is, and right now, a Demidov sells for a decent amount of money for a rookie out of the MVP. The issue is in like 6 months, nobody will care about that rookie card. Nobody. And nobody's ever gone a year later or 2 years later and said, hey, do you have a Cole Caulfield MVP rookie card? No one's ever said that. It just doesn't happen. So like the value there long term just isn't there. So if you're thinking I hit I'm Demidov, or I'm gonna buy a Demidov, we'll just use him as an example. Right now, I'm gonna hold that. That's a good long term investment. It's $50 right now. I think they're kind of around that price. If he does really well, maybe it's $100 card. That's not going to happen. Just it's one of those cards. It's not going to go up. Even if the rookie, whether it's him or somebody else, plays well, that rookie card's probably not going to go up. So kind of try to avoid that. Next up, comes out today when you're watching this video. Artifacts. Artifacts. Some people like it. I do not. One of the reasons is because one of the big chases in Artifacts is your redemptions. So you either have a team redemption, so you get a card that has a logo of the team on it. And then you have a scratch code on the back. You scratch it, and it has a code. You go on Upper Deck, and you redeem it, put the code in, and whenever they actually get the card made, they will ship it out to you. So typically, for Artifacts, that's like 3 to 4 months away. The problem is once every other set comes out, there's no value in that card. You can go look back at what they used to sell for Bedard, for Cole Caulfield, for Slavkovsky, for whoever, and go look at what they sell for now. It is nowhere near the same price. And it takes so long to get them back. So if you do ever open up Artifacts, you sell those right away. Hopefully you opened it right away near release, and hopefully you're selling it right away. Just not a whole lot of value. Sticker auto, some patches. Some people like it because there's like a little bit of like legend content and stuff in it. But overall, to me, it's not the set for me. There's some patches and numbered cards, all that other stuff. Overall, just once again, not the set for me, because I think a lot of value is in like your rookies in a set like that still. And like I said, a lot of the rookie cards, they're just not worth much. And like I said, by the time you actually get them back from being redeemed, they're really not worth much. So I try to avoid that. Next up, Series 1. So Series 1, like MVP, like Artifacts, the rookie cards you will have in there are what we call like your carryover rookies. So Ivan Demidov, for example, he played a couple of games at the end of last season. Jimmy Snuggerud, Ryan Leonard, a couple other guys. So they'll all be in like this year's Series 1 that comes out in the middle of October. So they're usually guys that played in college, played in the AHL, played in junior, wherever, maybe played overseas, and then came over at the very end of the season to play 1, 2, 5 games, whatever it is. It's a handful of games at the end of the season, and then they will get into Series 1. because essentially all the other products from 2024-25, they've all been released. So those guys are not going to be part of that rookie class from like the year before. Even though they played in the season before, that's not the case. Upper Deck also only lets rookie cards of players that have actually played in the NHL. So essentially, once again, you have to play an NHL game to actually, have an NHL card. Whether it's Young Gun. Big thing here is a Young Gun is the most collectible card in all the hockey card hobby. There's millions of them made, and nobody cares. They're still worth the most money for when it comes to other like base rookies that are not numbered. It is nowhere near for anything else. The Young Gun is like the gold standard of if you're collecting a guy, that's probably one of the cards you want. And it's always probably going to be that way. They've done a really good job. There is like your blaster boxes, which are smaller. They have 1 to 2 Young Guns nowadays in them. They're like $25 to $40 typically. And then you have tins that are more expensive, but usually have, I think, 3 Young Guns in a tin. And then your high boxes have 6 Young Guns. The big thing with a high box is you have other parallels, is what we call them. So whether it's a clear cut, so it's a clear acetate finish card, it's a numbered card, so a Young Gun with either numbered out of 250 for a deluxe, an exclusive out of 100, which would be like this right here, which is a Keith Handel. So it's numbered out of 100. So this one is numbered 25 out of 100. There's a red outburst now, which is out of 25. There's a high gloss. So here's a high gloss of Keith Handel. This one's numbered 9 out of 10. And then there's a gold outburst 101. So those are new as of the last couple of years, since 2023-24, they had those parallels on them as well. So you have the chance of those. They're very hard to hit. They're very hard to hit. Just going to remind everybody that. But you do have the potential at those kind of different inserts. And they go for big, big money, especially like your Gold Outburst 101. Even if it's a no-named rookie, they still sell for a ton of money. Next up, O-Pee-Chee paper. C to B. I don't know. It's one of your first rookie cards. You're talking numberings. There's some parallels in there. There's some cool little Easter egg stuff. It's a fun little rip, and it's cheap. So once again, for the value of it, I don't mind the O-Pee-Chee paper. You can't really put it up any higher. Some people might put it in B. I'd probably put it in a C tier personally. Next up, this is going in D all day long. This is Black Diamond. Big price tag. This is like $350. This is the same price as some of the, or even more than some of the big ticket items that we'll have at the very end of this thing. Sticker autos, manufacturer patches, you name it. I think it's not great. I don't see the value in it. If it was a $200 box, maybe, but there just never are. And so I just don't see the value in it. I would not spend the money on Black Diamond. The card's collectability long term, once again, isn't there. Sticker autos kill it for most people because nobody wants sticker autos for the long term. Next up, Synergy. This is a D tier. This is the bottom of the barrel. They tried to shove it down everyone's throat for years and years and years. They did, and nobody liked it. They couldn't really catch on with anything. And now they've actually apparently discontinued it. So it's not a whole lot to talk about. Same thing, sticker autos, weird tech cards. They tried a lot of different stuff, and none of it just stuck. It just wasn't a set that anybody could really gravitate to. Ice is another one I'm going to put down here. Ice used to be the thing. So if you maybe collected 15 years ago, and now you're watching this video, and you're like, you're hearing this guy talk that ice is not good. Yeah, it's not anymore. It used to be like the gold standard. It used to be what everyone wanted to open up. It used to be some of the biggest cards, some of the most collectible cards was your ice premieres, clear cut cards and autos and everything else. Now it's just a weird set. A lot of boxes don't really have any value in them at all. A lot of weird number parallels. They have some exquisite stuff, which is a big chase for people. They have the Ice Premieres auto patch out of 10, which is another chase, but they're so hard to hit because there's only 10 of them for a handful of players. It's just not, once again, there's some exquisite stuff, but there's just a lot of fluff in it. And it's just same thing, not cheap. And like I said, there's a lot of boxes where if you made back $20, I'd be surprised. So can't really put it out higher than that. SPX is the next one. Another one, not a whole lot of value. I've watched people open up box after box after box after box after box and, breakers and stuff, and there's nothing in them. There's just no value. Sticker autos again, some other stuff. Just not a great product. I would stay away from it. Once again, just doesn't make much sense to me in 2025 to open it up when you have other products that eventually come out. Trilogy, I don't even think this is a product anymore. I think the last year was 2023-24. I don't know if there is one for 2024-25 coming out. But same thing. It's a weird product. Has some weird, like, thicker acetate plexiglass kind of cards. Just once again, I don't really know if there's anything that you're like, oh, that is the chase that I really want in Trilogy. So I once again would probably just stay away from it. Allure, I'm gonna put it in a B tier. I know some people might say, what are you doing? It's kind of like a mini version of another set we'll get to in a little bit. A lot of colors, a lot of number parallels, but they've also done good with, the 16-bit is a big chase for them, which is a insert card that is super rare to hit. But it's essentially makes it look like an old video game character from like back in the arcade days, and the 16-bit, so it's very pixelated. So kind of like a cartoony version of players that you're liking. So they have really good value still. Some of the numbered cards have good value. They have 101 golden treasure cards and stuff. Once again, other low number parallels. So a lot of people like that. Once again, sticker autos again. It's once again hurts me a little bit when it comes to value and stuff, but there's a lot of other stuff in the set nowadays that's kind of help prop it up, and the value of the boxes is fair for what it is. Parkhurst Champions, probably put it in a C tier. Thought about maybe B, but I think there's a lot of boxes that just don't have a whole lot in them. They do have on-card autos, do have patches. There's some legend content in there. There's some vet content in there. Bunch of different stuff. It's fine. Once again, I think if it was more consistent in the boxes and opening them, I feel like I'd put it up there a little bit more, but not quite for me with that one. So next up, Series 2. And I'm putting Series 2 in the A tier. The reason why, you might say, Eric, why do you have Series 1 in tier B and why do you have Series 2 in tier A? For me, it's the rookies that are in Series 2. So typically Series 2 is your first overall pick, your second overall pick. That's typically who's going to be in there. So in 2023-24, Connor Bedard was in Series 2 with Leo Carlson. Last year, it was Matvei Michkov and Macklin Celebrini. Typically, it's like your first, your second overall, maybe your third overall pick. Your high-end guys that got the start in October when the season started, that are brand new rookies, that's typically who you're going to have in Series 2. So for me, just the height of those, the what you can hit out of that, to me, that makes it better for the long term. Once again, typically your first overall pick is going to have more value long term than your, fifth overall pick or your 10th overall pick or whoever it may be. So for me, just that first overall pick pedigree being in Series 2, I got to put it in tier A. That's just me. Once again, all that cool number parallels. Another thing I didn't go over with Series 1, Young Guns have this grading potential where you can send them off to PSA. If it's a big name, you can grade it for $30 to $40, depending on where you live in Canada or US. And you can get it back. And if it's a big name like Macklin Celebrini, I think his raw Young Gun sells for like $150. His like PSA 10, I think, is like $500 to $600. So you can have a big escalator on if you are able to grade that if it comes back a 10. If it's in very good shape with a lot of different things like centering and edges and corners and surface and all that other stuff, you have the chance to have a multiplier to make those cards worth even more. Where in some sets, whether they're thicker cards, etc., you might not have that value. Also, people want graded Young Guns. So that's another thing. There's actually people that want those cards graded. Next set, we're going to put this down here. It's EX 2000. If you're a 90s basketball fan, you remember EX cards. They were massive. They go from big amounts of money, everything else. They tried to bring it out. They failed miserably. The cards are in terrible shape. They're all beat up. The edges are chipped. Everything else, the corners are bad. The boxes are super expensive and nobody wants them. Nobody wants the boxes. Nobody wants the cards. I literally won 4 cards on an auction. Somebody had them up for 10 cents a piece. I was the only one that bid on them for 4 different cards from EX 2000. So once again, probably would not. And then it's, like I said, I think it's over like $300, $350. Like it's a big price tag for a set that if it was $125, I don't know if I'd open it. Just putting that out there. Next up, I think I'm going to put it in B tier. I think I am. This is Credentials. So Credentials started adding some inserts, which is good. Big thing for me, though, is rookie on-card autos for a pretty good price for the most part. So for me, that's the big thing. On-card autos. Everyone wants on-card autos. Shout out the Hockey Card Gong Show. They're making a repack right now, and their big thing is no sticker autos. Every auto in their repack is going to be an on-card auto. So shout out to them. That's what the hobby wants. That's what collectors want, is on-card autos. Now, has Credentials, does it have a massive collector base yet? No. But they're doing some good things, right? They got some different number parallels. I like the 23-24 design probably more than 24-25. So like Bedard compared to like Celebrini. But like, once again, on-card autos, number parallels, all that other stuff. They got some stuff going on. You know, if you're used to like basketball and football, it's kind of like your Contenders autos. Okay. So once again, they're doing a pretty good job with it. Shout out to them for that. Once again, on-card rookie autos. I'll pay that price. Metal. I want to put it down here. You might be able to convince me to put it in tier C, but I think I want to put it down here. Once again, if you're used to like 90s, precious metal gems, out of 100, red PMG was the big seller for a long time. And they've tried it over the last couple of years. They started off high. Upper Deck did really well with like some Marvel sets for metal and stuff. It just, they've lost the value for a lot of them. They have sticker autos. Nobody cares. They have got better. So that's kind of why I want to put them in tier C. So which I'm going to do. They've tried to improve it and tried to make it better over the last couple of years. I think it was like 2021, 2022. It was terrible. I think my one hit was like a pitter patter out of 99. Was kind of like a flannel print and like a tough guy. And that was my hit of a $150 box. Made no sense. Was terrible. I'd maybe never want to open up metal ever again. And so once again, I feel like they're trying some new stuff. They're trying to bring some value. So if you're trying things and you're bringing some stuff that has value, I'll bump you up. They just have to tone it down with like the parallels and the variations and everything else. PMGs, you know, you can figure it out. You can make them actually worth something again. Maybe you can do something. SP Game Used, maybe goes tier C. I wouldn't bump it up here. So the big thing with them is draft day marks. So essentially a card of a player. They're standing there and like as if they're getting drafted with the jersey on, you know, hair all done up nice. And they have their name spelt out. So somebody like, Celebrini, they have a C, card with just the letter C on it from his nameplate. And then he signs the letter C. Okay. And they're numbered out like 35. Those are big chases and they spell out the entire name when you put them all together. Those are big chases. Net cords, which are a decent chase. They have some stuff. It's just overall box to box. I don't think the value's there. Yeah, I don't know. Just not the set for me. Not the set for a lot of people. I don't think it's lost a lot of its like luster over the last couple of years. So I don't know. Once again, not the one for me. I'd probably avoid SB Game Used. Engrained is the next one. You're between a B and a C for me, probably. Once again, on-card autos, some other stuff. I just feel like there's not really that big collector base for it yet. Now it's just coming back the last 2 years. So maybe it catches on. I'm not sure. I don't know a whole lot of people looking for Engrained cards. It's kind of what I've seen from the most part. Is there some cool stuff? Sure, there really is. A lot of cool vet stuff, Hall of Fame stuff, Legends, products. There's a lot of cool stuff. Not so much a rookie product as much, but it's just an odder set that I don't know where it quite fits. You could convince me in tier B, but if somebody else said wanted to go to tier C, they could also do that. It's also a big price tag. So once again, you'd be probably around that range, because once again, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that box. Next up, we got another. So we had Series 1 in tier B. We had Series 2 in tier A. Extended Series gets C. And usually they'll hold over a couple of rookies. So like 2023-24. So like Bedard year. Once again, Bedard and Leo Carlsson were in Series 2. Fantilli and Cooley got Extended Series. This past year, Will Smith got it. And usually they've like carried over your Young Guns canvas insert from like, instead of putting them in Series 2 for like Bedard or for Fantilli and Cooley, or sorry, for Celebrini and Mitchkov for this past year, those have gone over to Extended Series. My problem with it is usually in a hobby box you get 6 Young Guns in Series 1 and Series 2. You get 6 Young Guns pretty much every box. In this one, they have like half Young Guns, half first round rookies. And the first round rookie cards are worth nothing. So they're just, it's a wasted value in those boxes. It's not the greatest product. And so like, I want to like Extended. I like a lot of the inserts that they do with it. A lot of the stuff they do. They have Young Guns acetates, which are super hard to find. They're still very scarce. Of like your top rookies, and they go for big money. So I want to like it, but it's getting 3 to 4 Young Guns in a hobby box. I can't let that sit right. So I got to put it in tier C. If they went and got rid of it, I put it back up to tier B instantly. The same thing, your high glosses, your gold outburst, your red outburst, all those other parallels for your Young Guns in this still exist. But you just got to put it in tier C for me. Next up, Platinum, and I'm putting in top. I just am. You guys can all argue with me. I don't care. The on-card auto rookie low number parallels sell for more money than a lot of other stuff. You get an Emerald Surge or an Orange Checkers or a Seismic Gold rookie auto, and they will outsell Future Watch autos of that player. They'll outsell, inscribed Future Watches in some cases. Like, they will outsell a lot of stuff. So for me, the value is there. You also have, even if it's not an autograph card, which a lot of other products really, require that the auto be good, you can have just not autoed, but low number parallels of certain stuff. For example, I know a guy that hit an Austin Matthews Golden Treasures 101 out of Platinum. Just sold it for $1,500 US. The auto, I don't know. I can't remember the auto in that box. I don't remember if it was good or not. Yeah. Sold the Austin Matthews for over 2K Canadian. So long-term value too. If you look at guys like, McDavid or Matthews, like it's, McCarr, their platinum autos or platinum parallels, numbered cards, they all still sell for a ton of money. The value is held all time for them. So I would just, once again, go for them. Got content, everything else. No legends in this the last couple of years, the last 5 years or so, 6 years. Just veterans, current players and rookies. But I just think the value is there. Also, you have grading potential because they're not super thick cards. So you have the grading potential there. Next up, SP Authentic. The Young Gun is the most desirable rookie card of all time. The Future Watch Auto is the second most desirable rookie card, and it's not even close. Now, it is a product that when you're opening it, if you don't hit a good auto, you're done. That's it. There's nothing else to save you. So you really do got to hit a good Future Watch auto or a good Future Watch auto patch. You got to hit something good. Once again, they're the second most desirable cards in all of the hobby, and most transacted and everything else. You also have the grading potential with like a company like PSA to get that bump. Say it was a $200 card, now all of a sudden you get a 10. Now it's all of a sudden it's a $600 card. So you have that value in there also. So once again, just bring that all back together. It's hard not to put that up there. They're about the same price for the boxes too. So, and I think they've done a better job at getting rid of retros. They went with the horizontal designs, pretty much a retro, but once again, your true Future Watch Auto at a $9.99, it's hard to beat that. Clear Cut is the next one. You go B or C. You got to go either or. I'd probably go C. It's a fun little, it's a one card. And the difference is in a case of 16 of them, 16 of them? I think it's 15 or 16 of them. You're either going to get a $5 card or you could get like a $500 card. And probably over half the case, say there's, 10 boxes or whatever it is. I think it's 10 boxes in a case, in a half case. Say there's 10, whatever it is. 5 of those are worth $5 to $20 maybe, 5 to 20, 30 maybe. Then you get a couple that are kind of worth probably between that $50 to $100 range, and then your top ones are, your top 2 or 3 are, probably worth $200 to $500. Maybe it could be more, but once again, so it's just one of those one card things. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a better breaking product than it is an actual product to open up yourself. Next up, it's a product came back this year. A lot of people are happy about it. This year was a dual rookie class, and they nailed it. They nailed it. I don't know what I just did. An A to an S tier. I'd probably go A. A little bit of printing issues on them this year, but Stature is a great product. It looks amazing every year. The cards look great. They're on-card autos. They're cool patches. They have a lot of legends and Hall of Famers and they do such a good job with it. I don't find the rookie content has really held up over the years when it comes to like the values of the rookie autos or the rookie patch autos. But like your legends and your vets and your Hall of Famers, like all those have like really held up over the years. So once again, I'd probably put it in A. Like I said, there's just this year, like they do have on some of your patch autos, they have some like issues in the bottom of the cards where they're kind of chewed up and stuff. So that's kind of a bummer for a lot of people. Next up, go Premier. And I'm going top. Premier, I just think is a set that is like the mini cup to me. I think it is so good. I love the look of the cards. They're on-card autos. Mega patches are also in this product. Just a bunch of stuff. I think they do such a good job with Premier. They look great the last couple of years. I can't wait to see what this year's looks like. But to me, Premier is it's up there. It is a thicker card, so typically you're not going to get that grading potential to get a bump like you do with Platinum or SP Authentic or Young Guns. But once again, patch autos and mega patches and everything else, they just do a really good job with it. So I have to put it up there. Next up, might be a little controversial. Gonna put Ultimate in B. I even thought about putting it down here, but I don't want to be that mean. Kind of want to be that mean. Anyway, put him B. And I'm being nice. That's me being nice. And people might say, what are you talking about? Like Ultimate Rookie Patch Autos. You're hunting the Shield. The NHL Shield, you're hunting those. That's the big hunt. I understand. The problem is in 98% of the boxes that you open, there is $20 of value maybe for a $300 and some box. Not worth it. Okay. It's just not. I don't know what they got. They got to figure out something because they've just done such a bad job with that product. Nobody wants to open that. Nobody does. And it's just, there's not a lot of, once again, you hit the big cards. Cool. But so many, I've watched people open up cases. I've watched breakers open up cases and they don't get a value of a box back in an entire case. That is bad. Okay. Like, they just got to figure out something. I don't know if they just got to figure out a way to pack it better. It's only a handful of cards. It's one pack, 4 cards, I believe, this past year. It's just not there. Once again, you can try to change my mind. Yes, once again, the shield rookie auto, the shield of anybody goes for big money. I understand that. It's just, you can't have a product that it's unopenable for the general public for getting any kind of value back in 95 to 8% of the boxes they open, and tell me it's worth being up any higher on this list. I'm saying I want to put it down here. I'm trying to be nice to put it here because of the long-term legacy. Your rookie patch autos are still go for, decent money. But I really want to put it down like here. Just, that's what I want to do. And last but not least, certainly not least, the big boy, the cup. 2020, 2021, 21, 22, those years they kind of got a little off with it. And then 2022-3, like your Boldy, Slavkovsky, Kent Johnson, that rookie class, they came up and they made it really good, and they did a really good job with it. It just kind of got back to what it should have been, right? Now this past year with Bedard, there's Bedard tax, so it goes for more money. Obviously, if you hit a Bedard rookie patch auto, it's going to sell for more than the boxes. But it's one of those things. It's the cup, and they've done a good job with it. Whether it's Hall of Fame, autos and patches and stuff, whether it's, vet stuff, whether it's Crosby or McDavid or whoever, or just your rookie patch auto. If you want the best card from your favorite players' rookie class, is the cup rookie patch auto out of either 249 or out of 99, depending on if he's a top tier. Like Connor Bedard's out of 99, Fantilli's out of 99, Boldy, Kent Johnson. You go through the list, these guys are all out of 99. And then you have like the not top 7 guys are out of 249. Once again, is it the most expensive? Yes, it is 4x times the next closest box. I understand that, but it's just the potential of what you could hit out of it. And once again, I feel like they've actually done a very good job the last couple of years of actually making the value there. So it's hard for me to be like, I got to reward them. Anyone knows me, I've said a lot of things about Upper Deck. But when you are actually actively trying to make products better, I'm not going to fault you for that. So do I open up the cup? No, I've opened up 1 tin of the cup. I won it from the Hockey Card Gong Show for the 5K challenge. That's the only time I've ever opened up the cup. It is too expensive for me. Okay. But it's too much risk / reward. But if you're a high roller and you want to get into the most expensive and the best product there is, the cup is it. And if you want to open up, you can open it up. Or you can buy singles. You can buy cards from it. Once again, whether it's the cup cards or the exquisite cards in there, there's so many things. Limited logos or like rookie patch autos or actual like game worn patches. There's so many things in the cup that make it great. But once again, this is my list. I think this is pretty fair. I don't know if there's anyone that's going to disagree a whole lot on this. I said, you could argue this one down here. I really want to do it, but we're going to keep it up here. It's just not a great product. And so, yeah, but I think these ones, I just think they're up there. Again, the grading potential too with these two, I think really bumped them up. And once again, the Future Watch Auto is the most, it's the second most collectible card, and it's not even close. And like I said, Stature, they did a great job with it. Your flagship is always going to be there. Credentials and Allure are kind of like these new kids on the block that have some good value and stuff. And like I said, this bottom stuff, your MVP, your artifacts, your metal, your synergy, your ice. Again, I'm sure there's some people that will walk into a shop tomorrow and somebody will like, this is the product you should open. This is great. Sure. Once again, artifacts, maybe it's brand new. If you want it, something. I don't know though. For me, it's not the product. Once again, especially just long term. Like I said, if you're opening that up 6 months after, release date, it just can't. You can't do it. There's no value there. These products up here, you know, you can open those up 2 years after they come out and it's still worth it. Okay. Like it's just, that's how I kind of do this list. I just think that's the way to kind of look at it is, you know, if I was opening this product up 6 months after it came out, a year after it came out, 2 years after it came out, should I still open up that product? Are people actually chasing those cards? I don't know anyone that's asking for an artifacts card at a card show. I don't know anyone that's asking for an ice card nowadays at a card show, or an MVP, or a black diamond, or an SPX, or a trilogy. Like this stuff just, it isn't stuff that people ask for or search for. So once again, probably shouldn't be on your list either. So hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I want you to follow me on Instagram. My eBay store is down below also if you want to check that out for all my listings and stuff. It's just, once again, I think this is a fair list. I'm sure that people are going to disagree. If you disagree, you can let me know. Once again, I think there's a lot of stuff that I think I nailed it though. I don't know. What's the argument here? Ultimate should be higher? No. We went over the reasons why. Engrained, maybe because of the vet content, but I just don't know anybody really chasing Engrained stuff. Maybe you can say this stuff is too high. Allure and credentials, they should be down here, but I think they got enough of a collector base now, and I like the rookie on-card autos in this that they could be bumping up. Maybe if they extended should be up here because of the acetate future or the acetate young gun, and still you have young gun potential. Once again, you can argue some stuff, but I think for the most part, I got it pretty much bang on. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, if you guys ever have any questions, you can message me on Instagram. You can comment on here. I'll try to answer any comments I can. I'm here to try to help people in the hobby. I'm here to help people not waste money and not get into, you know, issues that we've all been there, especially if you just get back in. I remember buying products that were not good for like football and getting into breaks of like Illusions football and, you know, just junk. And never, I wish I would have had a video like this to say, hey, you shouldn't open that. You know, I wish somebody would have told me, you know, don't open up this, that, whatever. And like I said, if there's a lot of people that go into card shops around the world and they get somebody that says, you know, they say, I don't know what to buy. I'm just looking for a box for my son. What should I buy? And they might say, oh, buy this box of Synergy from 2022-23. And that's probably not a good idea. That's good. So hope you guys enjoy this. Hit like, hit subscribe. And for Eric from the bench, talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.